The general public and the vast majority of individuals are really extremely confused about this topic of nutrition. This is unfortunate because, as we now know, nutrition should be the leading field of biomedicine in the coming years. Diseases connected to diet are prevalent in America. Men have a 47% lifetime risk of having cancer, according to the American Cancer Society. There is a 38% lifetime risk for women. Breast, prostate, and colorectal cancer are among the most prevalent. The nutritional scientist Dr. T. Colin Campbell, who carried out groundbreaking research in the 1980s, may hold the key to preventing and even reversing some of these serious health risks. Most people hold the belief that the standard American diet, SAD, is the best there is. This is very unfortunate and has cost many their life or their health. In any case, once we start studying the science, we will discover that what we initially believed to be true is false. Dr. Colin Campbell conducted research on plant-based diets and published the China Study, a best-selling book, in 2005. The China Study, co-written by his son Thomas M. Campbell, MD, highlights the risks of consuming animal products and the advantages of a plant-based diet. Lab studies by Dr. Campbell's team linked nutrition to cancer. Their research led them to the China Study, a 10-year investigation conducted in rural China. The majority of the dietary knowledge we have, incidentally, comes from Western researchers employing Western people. We haven't really taken into account other societies whose eating customs are somewhat dissimilar. We do, of course, contract many ailments. China was the ideal location to examine this discrepancy. When everything was said and done, more than 8,000 statistically significant connections between lifestyle, nutrition, and illness factors existed. Given the wide disparity in disease rates between Chinese counties, environmental and nutritional factors are probably more significant than hereditary risk. To understand why some Chinese communities had a lower risk of disease than others, researchers had to examine what the residents of each county consumed. Additionally, every sickness that was prevalent in one location was uncommon elsewhere. More than 10% of men may pass away from liver cancer in one county, whereas less than 1% of men could pass away from the disease in a county that was a few hundred miles away. A similar statement is true of throat cancer and other cancers. The same is true for strokes and stroke-related fatalities. Every sickness that is frequent in one location is uncommon in another, thus all of the diseases that are widespread in China, or at least the diseases that are common in middle age, are mainly preventable by adopting some kind of plant-based diet. Why is China's cancer rate lower than the US's? Dr. Campbell came to the conclusion that this is largely because Chinese diets are high in plant-based foods. About 15% of American meals are made up of protein, with 80% originating from animal sources. According to Chinese data, only 10% of calories were from protein, and only 10% of that protein was derived from animals. According to the study, diets rich in animal protein are strongly associated with cancer. Diets with a protein content of less than 5% reduce enzyme activity and stop harmful carcinogens from attaching to DNA. The risk of developing cancer only rose when animal protein was consumed over plant protein. Even when that percentage was raised to 20% protein, as long as it was plant-based, there was no cancer. The risk clearly came from a rise in animal protein. The researchers also studied casein, which accounts for 87% of the protein in cow's milk. It was discovered that casein may activate cancer genes at high dosages but could do the opposite at low or no quantities. The chemical carcinogen casein, found in cow's milk, is more significant than any other known carcinogen. Campbell claims that dairy consistently increases the likelihood of developing prostate cancer and adds, among these individual observations there's a whole series of them that we've now considered. And it means that the risk of breast cancer increases with dietary fat intake. The risk of colon and rectal cancer increases, the less fiber you consume. The China study also found evidence of nutrient quality. Campbell points out that widespread hormone and antibiotic use came before America's higher disease rates while discussing cattle rearing procedures. The very crucial issue in my view is animal protein, he said. Organic beef, in my opinion, has the same general nutrient profile as ordinary beef, the same molecular structure that makes it hazardous to our health. This all has been disregarded for more than a century. Back when researchers were first examining the issue of diet-related factors, such as those that contribute to atherosclerosis, they debated the topic: is it the fatty or lipid element of the diet? Or perhaps it was protein? Serious researchers came to the conclusion that animal protein was more important than cholesterol or fat in the 1920s. However, it is equally important to consider what animal foods lack in addition to what they do contain. Vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber, and protein are abundant in plant-based diets. Additionally, plant-based diets can stave off heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, brain disease, bone degradation, and autoimmune problems. Antioxidants found in plants bind to the free radicals that cause diseases like cancer and help the body get rid of them. Another crucial component of the advantages of plant-based diets is fiber. Only found in plants, dietary fiber is essential for healthy digestion. Improved digestive health and a possible reduction in the incidence of colorectal cancer are two benefits of increased fiber consumption. Fiber is occasionally blamed for causing vital nutrients to leave the body too quickly. The China study showed that this was untrue. Iron levels were nearly doubled in Chinese communities eating a plant-based diet, despite the common misconception that this mineral is reduced in high-fiber diets. Compared to Americans who ate an animal-based diet, they consumed 34 milligrams of iron daily from plant-based foods. This is information that the general public should be aware of. I'm referring to a plant-based, whole foods diet. What can we learn from the China study? Ponder this and please like and subscribe. Stay healthy.